number 2. I'm Alex Jones, your host. It is Wednesday, the 24th day of August 2011. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, I am going to blitz through a bunch of news. We've also got some other breaking news on the economy we're going to be following. I want to go to Alan in Denmark, Seth in California, Bill and many others here in just a moment. But we had a caller in the last segment, if you missed it, who said, hey, if somebody like Dr. Steve Pachinik, who was in Black Ops all over the world and wrote psychological warfare manuals for the State Department, if he's saying our government's so bad, why aren't people like Pachinik dealing with problems here at home? This is a news broadcast. I don't get into talk about taking this person out or taking that person out. This is a corrupt system, and I liken it to shark teeth. If all of the leadership of the New World Order disappeared and was put on a deserted island right now, or like in Superman, were put into a pane of glass and ejected into deep space from the planet Krypton, it is our individual laziness and our individual corruption to not be involved, to not be informed, that we would instantly end up in just as bad a position, perhaps even worse. See, the globalists are able to run things because they don't care if things get worse. In fact, they like it. As long as they control the resources and the police. They love the new civil war that's going to last years. Even the State Department, even the British Foreign Service is saying, yeah, this is going to last years. They might kill Gaddafi today or tomorrow, but this is going to go on for years. That's good. An industrialized country, the hub of Africa, destroyed. Western forces just guard the oil fields and the refineries and shut down that waterway they had to get water to Africa. You're not going to get that stuff for free. You're going to pay. And that makes all of their assets go up in value. When you burn down somebody's country, from the globalist perspective, that makes your value go up. Then you come in and loan them fiat money. Why do they accept your fiat money? Because you got a military backing it up. Because you bought that military in that country with your Ponzi scheme. See, real Ponzi scheme operators don't go to prison like Madoff. They take over. They rule. They lecture us on we shouldn't be able to have, take a shower or have more than one change of clothes for the earth. But then they're living in 25 palaces and giant yachts the size of destroyers and dozens of, wide-body aircraft and 5, 6, 7 kids while lecturing us. And they didn't make their money through free market. They stole every stinking cent of it and shut their competition down. And now they want everything. They don't want you growing your own crops and selling it to your neighbor, producing your own eggs and selling it, or having lemonade stands. That's all over. The whole police state apparatus is here to revenue generate and to shut down the underground economy. That's the essence of an occupied country. When you're living in an occupied nation, when you're living in the most occupied type of country, you aren't allowed to do diddly squat. We have to have an awakening to the culture of liberty, rediscover it, and then just stop complying. And we have to support candidates who will run, who will educate people, even if they don't win the first 3 or 4 times. We have to expose the electronic voting machines. We have to defend the Second Amendment. We have to expose the globalists, because if they can blame puppets, they love the fact that Obama has the lowest approval rating in history of any president 2.5 years into an administration. And Obama is meant to go sit there at Martha's Vineyard and enrage everyone. He's meant, like a shield, to take all the hits. And when the globalists are done, they're going to throw him down and pick up another puppet, a Sarah Palin, a Mitt Romney, a Rick Perry. That's why they love all the other little shills, because they're just armor. They're just a distraction. They're just a front for the New World Order. That's why they ignore, or if they're forced to talk about him, demonize Ron Paul and talk to you like you've got a IQ below room temperature and say he cannot win. But wait, he keeps winning most of the polls. Shut up. We said We told you. And people less and less buy into that when they talk to you like you're 2 years old. You're like, you know what? I'm not 2 years old. I see what you're doing. And they're like, really? Maybe we need to just shut down the alternative media. Maybe you Tea Party people are terrorists. You see this Homeland Security system? Shut up and do what we say. Give us your pension funds, or we might have to arrest you for terrorism. And they openly smile and put out White House memos saying how great terror attacks would be. They mean to be out in the open now and come within 1 micron of admitting they're staging terror. They don't care if you know Al-Qaeda is globalist run and being given Libya. They don't care if you know the first responders are barred from the 10th anniversary. They don't care if you know they're openly getting ready to take at least half the pension funds of the military. That they're announcing it and how great it is. They don't care. They like it. They're offshore in armored fortresses. They want you to blow stuff up and run around crazy and start killing cops. That's the terrorism they're talking about. They have, it's like throwing 2 Chinese fighting fish in a tank and watching them kill each other. They sit there and play these games with us. The globalists are a third party sitting back. All right, I'm going to shut up. But there's your answer. Look, I'm only for violence in defense. And I will defend myself. And I hope it doesn't come to that. Because I don't want to play along with their game. I'd rather police and military grow up, study a little bit of history, and look at what's happening in this country and really join humanity. But, you know, they're not the bad ones. It's the corporate whores. It's the politicians. It's all these oily, mile wide, inch deep, all hat, no cattle type people who are completely shallow, completely worldly, and just prance around from party to party and enjoy being given awards and enjoy golfing with their buddies and acting tough. And they are the end result of a decadent society. They're that scum that rises up right before all the fish in the pond die. And there are the first that are going to run around like a chicken with their head cut off when their world ends. You know, at least mercenaries and police have to live in the dirt and see the crime and see what's happening to humanity and have to live in the real world. These bureaucrats and these politicians, these whores, they just sit up there in their little ivory towers all day playing with our lives like it's their little toy, to use the words of Bob Dylan. And I'm tired of it. I want my freedom, Jack, and I want it right now. And I want you out of my life. I want you to stop sucking off me. I'm going to do my best to identify who did all this and let the people do the rest. Because if they can't divert us with Obama or the fake Republicans, if they can't make us think that those little puppets are actually the people running it, then they're going to get the blame. The people that deserve to get the blame can't operate if they get the blame. They've got to run under stealth with their little front men and their little operatives out there, or their power is over. Wizard of Oz. It's an analogy, a book, a play written during currency manipulations. It was turned into a movie. And who's the little man behind the curtain with the big projection of the big mean face and fire shooting up? That's the banksters. They want you to think Homeland Security's the big scary face. It's meant to scare thinking people. It's a message to those that can think, yeah, we're a tyranny. Better shut up. But for the dumbed down, it's a message to them to just accept it. They're like a trained domesticated cow that just walks right into the slaughterhouse. There's a giant meat grinder, and the government's saying, that's your mommy, walk in, we love you. Out in the open free field, they're saying, Al-Qaeda's out there, you don't want to be out there. Go right into those meat grinders. And the cows are running into it. And then they've got those of us that are awake and are just going, my gosh, this is Roman Empire, Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, Pol Pot, all rolled into one with a high-tech science fiction overlay. And we're like, Mayday, 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 the ship's on fire. We got to get the Republic back. And the system's like, oh, you think you're in a tyranny? We'll just legalize all the illegals. Look, Jones, nobody cares. They'd all totally legalize now. Oh, we're going to just restrict the Second Amendment without laws. We're going to start shutting your power plants down without laws. China gets 3 a week. You get, a couple a year of new ones. We're shutting down hundreds a year. Oh, we're not going to have the first responders at the event. Oh, we're putting cancer viruses in the vaccines. Yeah, we're going to tell you you can't have a hot bath because it's bad for the environment, but we're going to fly around in our own private jets all day. Yeah, we're going to tell the public that carbon dioxide that plants breathe is evil. Yeah, we're going to do that. And they're just looking at us going, yeah, we're crooks. You see all these White House memos about how great stage terror is? Oh, these 3 memos aren't enough? Here's 2 more right here. That's like Gary Hart writing that public letter and saying the U.S. government stages terror attacks. And don't think we won't do it again. I mean, they're just like, that's the way it is. So drink your water, take your shots, eat your GMO. And we're like, but, and you tell their enforcers, hey, this system's destroying you as well. They're like, hey, I got a black uniform. I'm feeling powerful right now. But we're like, I know, but you're not going to listen, are you? And they're like, no, we're not. They just walk right off the cliff in front of you. They're under hypnotism. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?